So here's the thing. If I'm giving myself as much benefit of the doubt as I can, and assume that the trailers went on for 15 minutes, I probably missed the first 10 minutes of this film, because I got there late. And then 10 minutes later, I realized the quality of the film that I was watching, and I had to go release my fluids. So I stood up and I did that. I proceeded to finish my beverage. And then at some point near the end of the movie, I stood up again and I released more of my fluids. So I say all of this to say that there is a not insignificant amount of this film that I have not seen. I just want to be honest and upfront about this, because it is possible, not probable, that I missed the puzzle pieces that come together to create a beautiful tapestry of a movie. That being said, based off of the footage of this film that I consumed, it's terrible. It's genuinely awful. But I enjoyed watching it. Again, it's not good. It's not good. But I belly laughed watching this movie. I had a good time with it. I didn't laugh because they were intending to make me laugh, but I laughed nonetheless. And like, what more can you ask for, film, than to provide you an emotional experience? Doesn't matter what emotion it is. Like, if it's happy and if it's laughter, that is an emotion that this film provided me. I figured I'd start off on a positive note because it's not going to get any more positive from here. Actually, I do have one more positive thing to say. By the way, I'm going to spoil an aspect of this movie, but I'm not going to spoil all of it, but I'm going to spoil an aspect of this movie. I just want to commemorate Sony's marketing department, because these people, they have absolutely zero shame. No shame whatsoever. You remember back in Morbius, when they just flat out teased that Spider-Man was going to be in the movie? Do you remember that? And then that was just nonsense, like none of that was in the movie? Okay. When you watch the trailers for Madam Web, you see the 3 girls in the movie that are spider people, right? Right? So you're probably thinking to yourself, oh, we're going to finally, in a Sony Marvel movie, we're going to get a movie about spider people. It's not Spider-Man, but hey, at this point, we will take what we can get. Like, we're desperate out here. We're hungry. Literally, everything that you see in the trailers, that is all of that is in the movie. That's it. And I just have to commemorate, I have to admire the pure, unadulterated audacity of the Sony marketing department. So I guess I'll give a bit of a plot synopsis just to provide context for the switcheroo, for the hilarious jape that Sony played on us. But the villain of the movie, he's trying to hunt down these 25 to 27-year-old teenagers, and he's hunting them down because he sees a vision into the future that these girls are going to kill him, right? And in the vision, you see that they're spider people. And you see that they're going to kill him one day. So he's going to hunt them down as teenagers and kill them before they have a chance to kill him. So we are following these girls before they are spider people. So all of the Spider Woman stuff that you see in the trailers, those are all just flash forwards. You get none of that in the actual movie. Okay, I gotta actually just get into the actual film criticism now, because I'm just still flabbergasted by it. But first of all, I've been told that Sydney Sweeney is a good actress. She's been nominated for Emmys. And here's the thing. The only projects that I have seen her in are Anyone But You and Madam Web. So here I am to tell you, I don't believe you when you try and tell me that this is a talented actress. Okay, but to be serious, everybody's bad in this movie. Dakota Johnson clearly does not care. I would argue that Isabella Merced is like trying in this movie. Like she's the best one out of the bunch here. Adam Scott is also pretty bad in this. He also probably doesn't care. And then we get to the villain of the film. He's played by somebody called Tahar Rahim. My man, my guy. He has done the impossible. I thought that the lady who played the villain in The Marvels, I thought that she took the crown as the worst villainous performance in a Marvel film. And then this guy, this hero, this legend, he managed to outdo her. I don't think I could reasonably describe how bad this guy is in this film. And granted, part of it all also has to do with just the fact that it's just a poorly written film. I mean, you have lines of dialogue that tries to insert the word spider as much as it possibly can. You have a line saying that once you accept your responsibility, you will get great power. The editing in this movie is just god awful. Like, there are so many lines that are obviously ADR'd. Like, there are so many lines of dialogue that are spoken when you can't actually like see the actor's mouth moving. So it's obvious that like throughout the post-production process, there were so many like script rewrites, and so they just had the actors like do voiceovers, and then they would just insert them into the movie. I also just want to call out this one just bizarre choice. So also kind of spoiler alert, but I do just kind of want to call this out here. Like at one point in the movie, the three girls are learning CPR. Right? And it's obviously like foreshadowing a scene where the girls are going to come together because they're going to have to do CPR at some point. And she taught all three of them, so they're going to finally work together as a team or whatever. And then the time comes near the end of the movie where they have to all perform CPR on somebody. And only two of them do it. So, like, they're trying to have this thematic resolution of the girls coming together and working as a team, and they don't all do CPR. It's bizarre. It's like, it can't even properly conclude the themes that they set up. I just don't understand how it's possible for Sony to make movies this bad. At least you look at like Marvel, right, and DC. They finally had their like moments of recognition, right? So you see Marvel Studios actively making decisions to get their universe together. You saw Warner Brothers decide, okay, you know what? Let's get a guy with talent, James Gunn. He's a guy that's like talented. He's going to have his singular vision and we're just going to let him cook. Sony got writers that wrote Morbius, and they said, you know who we should get to write Madam Web? Those same guys. let's just get them again because they did such a great job on Morbius. And like, I really don't think that you've ever been able to feel just the pathetic desperation of Sony. I don't think it's ever been more felt than this movie. Like, they are so desperately trying to create their own Spider-Man universe. They are so desperately trying to just ride off the coattails of the fact that this is vaguely connected to Spider-Man, just bizarre integrations into the Spider-Man mythos. But again, I'm also have to just give it to you straight. I did not dislike watching this movie. It is so bad. It is so desperate. It is so pathetic. I laughed out loud multiple times watching this. If you're someone that's like aware of Spider-Man things and you're going to be able to like catch all the references and you're going to be able to see what they're like trying to do, yeah, I recommend watching it. Because I was entertained. DC and Marvel, they were like, guys, don't worry. We're fixing our shit. Okay? We're going to scale back a bit, okay? 2024, Marvel Studios is only releasing Deadpool and Wolverine, and DC is only releasing Joker Folie à Deux, right? The Joker sequel. They're like, we're going to come out with 2 heavy hitters, but only 2 of them, okay? Because we're really working hard on making these other movies great, and we're going to come back with a vengeance in 2025. And Sony was like, don't worry, guys. We're putting out 3 movies this year. We got Madam Web, and we still have Kraven the Hunter, and we have Venom 3, all coming out this year. I kid you not, Sony very well might kill the comic book movie genre. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't actually think that that's going to happen, but the thought of that is hilarious. So let's see what happens. So if you want to see all of that documented, you be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bells, and watch me inevitably review those other 2 films and potentially just completely descend into insanity. Goodbye.